left, line of way.
24 left, line of way, compass 5734.
Compass 5734, RNF Del Rey, wind 250 at 8, runway 24 left, clear takeoff.
RNF Del Rey, 24 left, clear takeoff, compass 5734.
Delta 1461, tower full length, runway 24 left, line of way.
Last point, full length, 24 left, Delta 1461.
Compass 5734, contact departure, good day.
Roger, good day, compass 5734.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thought I would open up a little differently this time. There's something I wanted to show you. I'm doing a little experiment. If you noticed over here on this camera up on the upper left, I've moved the view. I've moved the view over to show my Stream Deck, and I'm going to use this, attempt to use the Stream Deck for two things. I've got two PCs running here, one for the visual PC that's running the system and that VATSIM is running on, and then the other is my streaming PC. Well, all of these cameras, this camera here, the camera that's showing this, my iPad and the Stream Deck, are connected to a separate PC. So how do I use a single Stream Deck on multiple PCs? Well, I've got this little adapter that if you see where I've got the light shining on it here, that's a Ugreen USB switch. And I've used it before in other applications where you want to control two PCs with one keyboard and one mouse. So in this particular case, I'm using it the kind of the reverse, where I'm using one Stream Deck, well, not reverse, but using it instead of a mouse and a keyboard, I'm using the Stream Deck to run on two different PCs. So I've got a couple of things set up where I'm running my OBS bot cameras. I've got it set up so I can move the cameras around, and I'll show you that here in a second. So if I go over here to the Stream Deck and I press this, I've got a set of buttons here. So I've got my wide camera, which is looking at, you're looking at me now. I can zoom in on the MIP or the mode control panel. I can also zoom in on the pedestal, or I can go back and zoom out to here. The other camera that's looking at zoomed in right here, I've got it adjusted. Normally it's on the overhead, but I've got it set up for this one. If I want the captain's view, it'll zoom out to that predefined view, so when I'm sitting right here, you guys will see me. Yeah, there it is. There's my hand. Okay. And then I've got another one for the TQ, so if I wanted to show you guys the close-up of the TQ in action, you've got it as well. So anyway, I just thought I would show you a little something different that I'm working on here. And then also, when I switch over, what happens if I want to control the visual PC, I have to push this button over here, and that changes the menu now that's displayed. The menu that's now displaying is for the visual PC. So with that, I've got a few views that I can adjust my camera view. Because looking out the front, right now it's in the center, and you can see that camera down on the lower left. If I push, and what I have to do, and this is a quirk with Microsoft, is you got to make sure that the screen is hot. In other words, your mouse has to be on it. But when I do that, now I can adjust the screen. So you see it shift a little bit. And now it's shifting. There's the center. This is adjusted slightly for the captain, so the runway looks correct in from the captain's left seat. And for the first officer, now it looks correct for his or her view. In addition to that, I've got an external view that I can switch to. And I've got a few different views here. I can do a chase view. I can do a landing gear view, so you can get a belly view when we're landing. And I've got a wing view, starboard wing, and a port wing. And then if I want to get back to that, I go back to my chase view, and then I can switch back to my internal view. So just a few little things that I wanted to kind of play around with the Stream Deck. So I hope you find that even remotely interesting. So we're going to do this little flight today from Ontario, California to Las Vegas. I know I fly these routes a lot, but unfortunately during the day when I do most of my flying, there's not a whole lot of VATSIM ATC. Fortunately, Ben and Neo services KZLA a lot, and that serves all of SoCal and makes Las Vegas a nice hour flight or so. So anyway, welcome aboard, and we'll get started here. I'm not going to reconfigure this camera for that was showing this zoomed in area. I am just going to go back over here, switch over to camera 1 again, and go to my stream cameras, and that one is going to be the captain's view. All right, we're going to turn that off, and we're going to move back over to Ben at ZLA.
Hello, this is Hassan for Niner. We are on 5,000 feet. We're going to climb to fly level 130, heading direct to PB.
This is 49er, Los Angeles Center. Good morning. Climb and maintain level 370.
Climb to level 370 for Niner.
Frontier flight 4048. Climb maintain level 270.
Yeah, I wanted to get my view so I can make sure that everything is transmitting it correctly. I need to get with my IT guru, Tim, and find out how to get this switch over for TeamViewer so I can watch that PC on my monitor down here. It's a little exhaustive, some of the setups you have to do. So anyway, we've got the battery is on. We have ground power enabled. Let's go ahead and get our IRSs aligned. They're on DC check line. All right, so they're going to go do their thing. We have filed a flight plan, and we have that. All right, we've got our plan located here. We should be at the terminal. Yeah, we're on the end terminal. Yeah, so we're at terminal 2. Alright, we don't have any Ontario ATIS here, so pretty sure that's where we, yep, 714. Okay, so my PDC has been issued, and that is Clearview, Ontario, route via the Sunshine 5 mission departure, Rounders 4 into Las Vegas, altimeter 2990, squawk 5125. We'll put that on mode C so he knows we're here. Cleared via the Sunshine 5 departure, mission transition, climb via SID, accept, maintain 10,000. So we're going to accept for 10,000. Bring this stuff up here.
American 9732 Heavy, runway 1 left. At
Okay.
Bravo, taxi via Hotel Bravo.
26 right, so let's go ahead and do our ident. 737-800, whiskey winglets, good, engine rating 26K. AirX cycle 2509 is correct from September 4th through October 1st of 25, and we will look at our KONT is Ontario, and we'll get our GPS left position, go back, enter that here, and in our route we'll be originating from Ontario. We're going to request that here and get us going. And we'll do route, load, execute on, and we'll remove that because we don't need it there. We'll leave just mission, short route. And we don't get winds at this juncture. Departure is going to be 26 right, 26 right, Sunshine 5, mission transition, execute. Arrival is going to be 26 left, Rounders. A Yankee 26 left. Rounders 4, and we already have the mission, so we don't need to do that. We'll look at our legs and go page 6, backwards, Huxer. We'll just take that here. We don't want to remove the vectors. And then Rounders, execute, mission. Sunshine, mission. That's interesting. There we go. That's not right. Sunshine, yeah, it's looping back on itself. Okay. So let's take a look at this and see what we got on the charts. Sunshine.
American 9732 Heavy, wind calm, runway 1 left at Bravo, clear for takeoff.
So Dink, Pomona. That's interesting. So what we can do here is we can go Dink, D-I-N-N-K, insert that there, so that's cool. And then we'll enter POM, which is a Pomona. There we go. So now we've got the Pomona. Actually, it should be Dink Sunshine. So we want Dink up here.
Delta 450, radar contact lock.
We want POM here, and then Sunshine. Execute. That's better. Boom. All right. So now that looks more like our correct depart. First waypoint's Dink, then Pomona, then Sunshine, then Brock. Brock's not in there either. B R O O Q.
KLAS 3472, radar contact lock.
All right, so we go Dink, and then, man, that thing is all messed up. Oh, let's do it this way.
Marinite 732,
No, Dink.
radar contact, climb maintain level 190.
So we'll go Dink, Pomona, and then after Sunshine, Brock needs to be after Sunshine. My bad. BROOQ is going to be after Sunshine. There we go. Then Levi, BVI is going to go here. Then Xbox. That's funny right there. XBBOX.
Los Angeles Center.
Then in Navy.
908.
In Navy.
FedEx 981, Los Angeles Center, radar contact 53 miles
Then
east
mission.
of the 29 Palms VOR. Descend via the Hollywood 1 arrival.
There we go. Okay,
29
so now let's step through this again.
Descend at the Hollywood Greenwich 29.
Alright, so there's Dink.
FedEx 908.
So Dink, then Pomona, then Sunshine, then Brock, then Levi. So that's making a whole lot more sense now, flying around there. Then Xbox, then Navy, and then Mission, and Rounders. Don't need those two because that's direct, so that's right. Then Gamma Beauty, so fine. Alright, that's better. That's why you check these things, because they can go awry real quick. Alright, so init ref, let's go ahead and load our request data.
From the simulator.
And we're going to load that. And look at our performance. First I want to check.
Towns of 49 or Los Angeles Center, say again.
So Hansa for now, can I disconnect from the network?
Towns of 49 or copy.
123, 123, yep, that's right. So that's good.
Bye-bye, Hansa for now.
Alaska 3267 at Fern, you are cleared. DR nav, Yankee, 31 left approach.
8.6 on the fuel, that's good.
3667 clear. Yankee, fuel, let's approach.
20.7 is our center of gravity, sorry. Let's take a 26 right, that's correct. Let's look at this. So 47 is our, and are we derated? Yes, we're derated to 2. Takeoff performance, flaps 5, check. Center of gravity is 20.7. And trim is going to be 579. So I'm picking it up from, you might not be able to see it too well on the upper and lower DU, but it is there. It's 579. Plus I've got the physicals here, but it's a lot easier to see it on the digital display. So that's why I use that. V speeds 142, 145, 152,
Good morning, Alaska
142,
370 climbing through flight level 130.
145, and 152.
Cessna V70, Los Angeles Center, good morning. Maintain level 330.
Maintain flight level 330.
On that VNAV check, so that's good. And 1000 is going to be our acceleration height and thrust reduction. 1100 check. And we're good there, so we'll continue on. So dispatch load sheets check, DC voltmeters on, batteries on, standbys on and guarded, alternate flaps are armed and guarded, off and guarded rather, fuel pumps are all off, windshield wipers are off, hydraulic pumps are all off. Landing gear, we have 3 greens, and a down lever, and we'll do a radar check, weather radar check.
Monitor radar display. Go
And
around.
we'll do a
Wind shear ahead.
fault test on our fire
Wind shear
panel,
ahead.
fault
Wind
hope
shear
APU
ahead.
detect in op, lights check, fire check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, lights check. And we have ground power on, and I'm going to switch the battery and maintenance electrical so I can confirm that I have voltage and amperage coming through. That's correct. APU bleeds, we're going to put trim air on, put our recirc on, packs we'll leave in auto for now. Electrical panels check, set the cabin and utilities and passenger seats on, RRSs are set, emergency lights are armed, air conditioning panel is auto, CDU checked and programmed, flaps are confirmed up, parking brake set by the red light you can see, and we're going to have position lights on steady. Pre-flight LE leading edge devices checked, service interphone is good, engine reversers are extinguished, EECs are on and guarded, flight recorder check, crew oxygen 16, passenger oxygen is set, is normal and guarded, Mach speed 1, Mach speed 2 check, stall warning check, good, stall warning number 2 check, confirmed. PSEU is checked and flight controls are guarded, standbys confirmed, hydraulics good, spoilers are armed and guarded, yaw damper is on, check, navigation is normal, and displays are auto and normal, fuel cross feed, valve operable, and we're going to put number 1 forward tank on for now for start the APU. Let's go ahead and start that. And started the APU, and I made sure the bleed is off. Passenger signs are on, non-smoking, no smoking signs are on, window heat is on, engine starter on right for the first start of the day. Alright, so our field elevation here is 944, 950. Clearance has been received through a PDC. I don't have any. Let's just check and see what we're going to have for weather. 29907.
We're 2727 Los Angeles Center. Good morning. Radar contact 26 miles east of the bar, DOR.
So short of, in the absence of having a an ATIS for the local field, I can definitely check the altimeter based on the field elevation. So the field elevation is 944. Check 29907 confirms in the altitude taped correct altitude. So I'm good with that. EFIS has said we do not want traffic on. Traffic is off on both sides. Hope you can see the PFD on the FO side well enough. Let's see. Lights check. That looks good.
1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
So I'm looking at all the blinking lights on the, if you can see that, probably can't see it because it's too bright. Put that back to normal. Lights overhead look good. Okay, lights check. Autopilot annunciator, triple amber in 1 and 2. We have 2 reds and an amber, so that's checked. All extinguished. Nose wheel steering is guarded. Main panel DU, lower DU is normal. In 1, speed checks are auto. Auto brake set to auto.
3751 has PDC. We're ready to push.
And we have a
Southwest 3751, push and start approved. Tail to the right on the taxiway Alpha, expect 20.
we have APU on.
Right for departure.
We'll kill the ground.
3751.
The ground crew to disconnect. Alright, so that's PFD is checked. Artificial horizon 45 on the speed tape check. V1 speed shown. Confirmed 142 and 152 check. Initial climb altitude shown of 10,000 checked. And heading indicator matches terrain. That's correct. Let's see. 258 is the heading on the outbound course. 258. So we have then course 1, 258. Flight director's master is captain side, and that's good. Autopilot disengage is up and confirmed. All checked. Throttle takeoff config confirmed. Speed brake is verified down detent. Reversers are down. Flaps are up. Parking brake set. Confirmed. Fuel cutoff is in cutoff mode. Stab trims test. Check. Cargo fire test. Check.
Thank you.
Rudder is 0 and confirm the aileron checked. Alright, so we're good to push. We can call for push. We've got a confirmation on our 0 fuel weight. That's confirmed against our OFP. N1s are set. Reduction speed has been set. Stab trim set to 5.79. Confirmed. Fuel pumps are on. To start the engine, we have nothing in the center tank. APU confirmed in the overhead.
Altitude 667, parameter 1 left, KZLA.
I have no idea what gate I'm at. Let's see, Terminal 2.
Oh, he's on 37 plus 3751 is ready taxi.
So at 3751, taxi to runway 30 via Juliet Delta.
We're expecting 20 right, 3751.
Southwest 3751, runway 20 right, taxi via Alpha Lima, cross 20 left at Lima.
Roger, 20 right, via Alpha Lima, cross 20 left, Lima, 3751.
Los Angeles Center, American 714, Ontario Terminal 2, ready for push and start.
Alright, 714, push and start approved, tail left onto November 1, expect 26 right.
Push approved, tail left, November 1 and 26 right, American 714. All right, so you can see where we're oriented here on the, let me see if I can do this. So where we oriented here, he wants the tail backed out this way so that we're positioned for November, so we can go November down to 26 right. So that's the plan there. I like that. That's pretty cool. Let's see. How do you clear that? Trash that. Yeah, clear that. Trash. Clear. There we go. Okay, so let's go then. Let's get our packs off. I'm going to work on the GSX to try to get GSX working on the Stream Deck, but apparently it requires some little application. It's not just a point and click. Where is my mouse?
FedEx 981, expect ILS 25 left approach.
FX 25.
Okay, there we go.
FedEx 981. LA Center, Southwest 3751. Holding shot. Runway 20 right.
South 3751, wind calm runway 20 right, clip for takeoff.
20 right, cliff takeoff. Southwest 3751.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Eastern 90, B6, right taxi, Montage 20. Eastern 9086, runway 30, taxi via Juliet Delta.
Alright.
Foxtrot 1 Delta, cross runway 26 left. Alright, runway 30, Juliet Delta, Foxtrot 1, G6 Foxtrot Delta, 026.
Departure checks completed. Bypass bin inserted.
Descend to the Comics 2 arrival, the Limburg altimeter 2995.
Locking gear.
Yeah, this takes a little while to get it done, but I like it. I like GSX as opposed to the. You can do it through the menu as well, but ground services, you can do pushback and left refueling. I don't care for it as much. Probably should play around with it some more, but.
center, Southwest 3751, off 1.145.
Let's see.
3751, radar contact, climb maintain 13,000.
Roger, 13,000, Southwest 3751.
American 9732, expect ILS 25 left.
So what are we waiting for, boys? Let's go. Continue pushback.
Release parking brakes,
There we
please.
go.
Commencing push.
So I thought I'd just let you guys get that view for a second. So, all right, so we're cleared to push. Packs are off. Start number 2.
That is correct. You're at Los Angeles International. SoCal controls that field.
So we're looking for 26 on the N2.
Yeah, it should be in your pre-departure clearance 2 to contact.
And there's 26. So number 2, fuel cutoff to idle. All pressure coming up. All temperature coming up.
Be at 12,000 at Seaview. What's your intention?
Fuel flow confirmed.
Well, we can hold Seaview to prefer.
Okay, why don't you hold the Seaview, left turn, 2-minute lay, for the descent, and we get down to 12,000.
All right, so let's start number 1. So we're buried into the ground a little bit. We'll look at that view for a minute. And there's 26. You can see the engine number 1 is, and both of them are chilling out, so that's good. We can go to
Please set parking brakes.
parking brake set.
Confirmation for a good engine
We're
start.
looking for a good engine start on number 1. Bam.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
All right, so we've got 2 good engine starts. Let's go finish the checklist here. Before taxi engine cutoff levers. Leave the parking brake set. So generator switches are on. 1 and 2 are on the bus. And electrical, hydraulics, engine hydraulics are all on. Window heat probes are on. I'm going to do a quick wing body overheat check. Confirm that's good. Put our packs back in auto and kill the APU. That's good. Anti-collision lights are on. Generator on the electrical bus looks good. No problem there. Bleed airs are set. APU's off. Master caution recall. Confirm. Flap set T5.
Right is clear.
Transponder set to TARA when we get ready to taxi. And weather radar we're going to set. Yep, on and traffic. And let's do a flight controls check. Full up, check. Full down, neutral. Full left, confirm. Full right, confirm. Full left rudder, check. Full right rudder, check. All right, we'll see you. me get my camera back. So let's see, maybe I have to do this.
900 AGL through the left, heading 180. Verify reaching at 900 feet left, heading 180
Okay, so when that all else fails, we go back to our camera view and go back to the cockpit and reset.
American 9732, you're on Angel 4, and
No idea why it does that, except it's just quirkiness of.
I did say you viewed it. American 9732 at circuit, cleared ILS 25 left approach. Okay, got that circuit, cleared ILS 25 left, American 9737.
All right, so there's we're set.
Los Angeles Center, good afternoon. The Camry altimeter 2995, maintain 14,000. 2995, 14,000.
Center American 714, ready to taxi November to 26 right, Ontario.
Maintain level 360. Runway 26 right, taxi at November 1 Whiskey.
November 1 Whiskey to 26 right, American 714, thank you.
American 2727 at Lindy, clear now Yankee 27 approach.
I do have auto FPS set, so it's a little jerky for some reason here. Hope that's not going to be the case during a world flight.
Eastern 86, radar contact, turn left at 100 when able to direct seal of each. Then it's cloud, flight maintain 11 over south. Left 100, direct seal of each, and half mile, about 11,000.
So that was uniform. Yeah, I'm not sure why the taxiway signs are not really shining today, because this is all pay-where airport. So I would think that those should be looking pretty good, all the taxiway signs. There is a way that you can hide the native airport, but I have yet to figure that out. If anybody knows how to do that, hey Titus? Do you have a world flight team assembled? I do, Titus. Do you? Give me a chance to respond to you. I'll try to respond as quick as I can. I'm monitoring the stream on my iPhone. Boy, it's jerky. I don't know what is going on with this today. Wow, that's rough. Yes, if you didn't hear me, Titus, I am on the Air New Zealand team. All right, so we're going to be Sunshine 5, so let's see what he's going to do for us. It looks like we are 26 right, climbing 258 to 1460, then direct dink. Yeah, Sunshine. And we do have an altitude restriction. No. I guess not on the Sunshine, so good. Sub 14, holding short 26 right, ready for departure. him finish with his clearance. Alright, so before takeoff, we notified the attendants. Yeah. Center American 714, hold a short of 26 right, we're ready to go. Assume he can hear me. He's just got multiple people he's handling. 5125, 5125. 'Center American 714 at Ontario 26 right, I'm ready to go.
714, wind is calm, runway 26 right,
Clear for takeoff 26 right, American 714. Alright, so let's get on the runway here and go. Start our chrono. Man, I don't know why it's so jerky today. This is really not normal that it's like this. It's usually really smooth.
On runway 26 right.
Alright, so before takeoff, attendants have been notified. Exterior lights are going to be on strobe. Landing lights are on, runway turn-off lights are off. Engine starts on continuous. Auto throttle is engaged. Transponder TARA, parking brakes released. Throttle of 40%. Let's do it. And we're looking for stabilized and they're good. Toga. All right, takeoff thrust is set. Airspeed alive. Yes, takeoff thrust is set. And there's 80 knots. Oh, bummer, he's closing. All right, so we're looking for 152. Woohoo. Little crosswind action there. All right, there's B1. Let's go. Positive rate. Gear up, RTO, auto brake off. Flaps 2. Bug up our speed to 250. And flaps up. And landing gear off. American sub 14, 3,300 at Dink. On course, flight level 290, American 714, thank you, Ben. All right, so we're going to go to legs. There's no flight, there's no altitude restriction here, just airspeed below 10, so that's the only thing we need to be aware of. So we're looking pretty good right now. So we're direct sunshine now after crossing Pomona. All right, there's 10,000. We're gonna go LNAV, VNAV, Command A, and let it take over. And we're at 10,000. Lights off. Leave continuous on for now. Cabin pressurization looks good. And 290 set, 290 set here. So we are looking sharp. Titus, are you still there? I love the name. Any relation to Titus in the Bible? Whole family name? Seriously though, we're doing a study on the Titus 10. Interesting that you happen to chime in here, Titus. Alright, so climb after takeoff. Positive rate has been established, of course, flaps are up. So climbing past 10,000, autopilot's engaged. We'll notify the flight attendants and turn the seat belts off, let the passengers run around a little bit. We checked the cabin pressurization. That's all good. Packs auto, on. Engine bleeds are on, packs are auto, APUs are off, external lights, yes, all of that is good. Thank you, Ben. All right, so he's out of here, so we're going to switch over to the dark side, 122.8. Ontario traffic, American 714 climbing out of 16,000 for 290 on the Sunshine 5 departure at Libby. Ontario traffic. So some people will argue that you don't need to do that, and I figure, hey, there's no harm in doing it, no harm in announcing it, even though it's a VFR technique, at least letting people know that you're where you are. All right, so we're going to be going up to Xbox and then Navy before mission. We'll go from, you can see here if you zoom in, it goes from Navy direct mission on about 43 degrees, 42, so, or Navy to mission is 44. There's 18, so we'll go standard altimeter. That looks good. So, yeah, I'm really pleased with the one little quirkiness on the cameras. So if we go to external camera, there we go. We got a chase view. So because there's a single button, it's the Control Shift End key that in Microsoft that switches between the camera view, external, and the cockpit view. So it's really just one and the same. So there's the interior view, cockpit view. There's the external view, and then I can go to, you know, a wing view if I want to do that, and it is a Southwest livery because I am, that's interesting. My file is American, but it's showing a Southwest livery. Yeah, so there's a, yeah, it gets, the sequence of button presses gets a little squirrely. And the only way to fix it, unfortunately, is to go back to here, which is kind of bummer. Somebody knows how to make better camera views, I would appreciate it. There we go. All right, so we're at Xbox. So Las Vegas ATIS is 133.8. Yeah, getting some intermittent sound, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. That's a little interesting. All right, so let's just get a little pre-planning done. So our approach speed's 140 into Las Vegas. Flap speed, flaps are 30, speed 140, course is going to be 259. And the ILS frequency is going to be 111.5, and it is set on both sides, so we're good there. Let's see what the airports going to Las Vegas. Approach is going to be, excuse me, 126 or 26 left. I'm going to do the, let's try the RNAV. And that's Envy and Bourbon, so we're going to stick with heading on, and we're going to go, arrival's going to be RNAV 26 left, bourbon transition, execute legs, rounders. Let's take a look at this and see what we've got from Navy. Yep, looks good. That's the blue is the missed approach. So yep, that's good. So at Bourbon 8,000. So we're still climbing out. Legs. Hey Tom Newton. Flight's going okay. Just getting a little intermittent, little jerkiness. I don't know. It was kind of touch and go on the departure. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm playing around with just some Stream Deck views and controlling views on both PCs because I've got my cameras, this wide angle camera and this camera that's looking at me and this angle. Both of those cameras are on the streaming PC, so the only way to control them is I've got to connect to the streaming PC. So using a little adapter, a U-green switch, a USB switch that is designed for running two PCs with a single keyboard and mouse. So I'm using it with using my Stream Deck on it. It's working out okay. I understand you got a new PC for streaming on your setup at TG Simulations. Is that affirmative? Finished your flying for the day. So do you have commercial customers or entertainment customers that you take care of? Commercial meaning like flight training in your sim, whether it's just recurrent procedure training from some smaller airlines, or you just mainly entertainment for enthusiasts. All right, let's look at the rounders 4. So we're still on the Sunshine 5. We're out of the zoom area though, so that's not going to show up. So we'll do the overlay here, and that shows where we're just outside of Navy. MCC training, not familiar with the acronym. All right, 30 nautical miles to top and descent, so we're going to go ahead and dial in 8,000, which is Bourbon's altitude, and then we'll have 7,000 once we get to Bourbon. So this will give us, why did we lose? Oh, yeah, we were on heading. Multi-crew training, okay. So I would imagine those are like some smaller regional airlines that are doing that. I mean, obviously, I would think for type level training, that would have to be done in a full level D motion simulator. But of course, multi-crew training you could certainly do in a full cockpit setup like what you and I have. Do you have an established curriculum, or is the multi-crew training, assuming MCC is multi-crew curriculum? Does your MCC, is that something you guys developed internally, or is that whatever airline is coming in, they use their own training procedures and just use your hardware as to facilitate it. All right, so we're at Navy. Confirmed, and top and drop is right at mission. So let's go ahead and put, I've also got a little extra sound. Let's see, we're gonna go main menu here, and we're gonna put on FS chatter. And we'll switch back over to, what is that? It was 126.525. There we go. It just gets too quiet, so. Let's see. So you are building a level D, wow. Oh, okay. So having your facility is augments the airline, so that's great. That's really cool. So did you, I don't know if you answered my question about World Flight, if you and your partner were going to do World Flight. We have 3 cockpits on the Air New Zealand team now, but 4th wouldn't be bad just to split up the hours. But I think we have like, each of us has like 15 legs we have to do over the course of a week. So obviously if you could break that out, you know, divide it up into 4 people, you have fewer flights to make during that week of flying around the world. Having a level D in about 2 years' time, yeah, well, imagine you're gonna have to, that's a pretty expensive endeavor to get the certification and everything. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the top of descent. We're gonna keep the engines in continuous on the way down. We're gonna set the altimeter for Vegas at 2200, I think is normally what I put it at. 2183, yep. So we'll set that at 2200. Yeah, looking forward to World Flight for sure. Yeah, I know you piqued Pat's interest when you mentioned, when you raised the question. It's, our first flight is November 2nd. And then the next day, I've got 2 legs to do that are almost 6 hours of flying. One's like 3.5 hour leg, and the other one's like a 3 hour leg. It'll be first leg is Sydney to Auckland, and then I pick it up from I think South America over to Brazil, and then there's another one from Santiago, Chile to Brazil. Get the sim certified in time. Got to do that first as, yeah, well, you don't need to have it certified to do World Flight, but obviously you guys want to do that for your commercial purposes. All right, so nothing really to do yet. I have all my settings configured at this point. Landing altitude is going to be on the RNAV 26. That's going to be 259, so that's the same as the ILS. 381 is going to be the radio altimeter, and I use the radar instead of baro just because it's shorter distance to dial in. Something I need to look at on 381. It's got to be a ProSim setting. All right, so there's 380. Recall check, good. Oh, okay, so you've watched Pat's then, good. Yeah, so one of the things I've been working on is it gets kind of dark in here, but this is as bright as I mean, this is with all the internal lights turned on, and then I can turn the dome light on. But if I put any, you know, the question came up about not being able to see out the front because it gets kind of washed out because it's dark inside of here, and that's just how the cameras work. But that's why I put the front screen camera on the stream, so that you guys have an opportunity to see what it looks like. That's really the main screen out the front. So otherwise it gets too washed out, and I just don't like the look of it from flying standpoint. So I know that seems a little dark, but that's kind of where we are. All right, so speed brake's off. Round is 4. Yeah, I mean, I think it would really be interesting when you booted everything up, maybe explain, you have quite a few PCs in that rack. You mentioned audio, what drives, you know, what is the system, what does the system consist of? How many PCs doing what are they doing, what are they driving? Do you have one PC on each screen? I think Pat asked if it was P3D or X-Plane, or what simulation are you running? I think you mentioned something about Magenta, Project Magenta instead of ProSim, and I'm really curious how you made the decision to go Project Magenta versus ProSim. FSC chose, they used to use ProSim, they used to use Project Magenta in their systems, and then they switched to ProSim. You know, I don't know why, I don't know what the technical reasons are, but, you know, just to try to give the viewers a flavor of what all's involved. Now you got a full cockpit, I mean, you got an actual airline shell that you put all of this in, that's cool. But how is everything connected, and what's driving what? Like, for instance, my MIP has 3 PCs in it. There's a captain side Nook PC, there's an FO side PC, and there's a third PC that's in here, which is just for the audio and for the printer, the pedestal printer, which, interesting enough, I really haven't used much. And then I've got a big PC that's got a 4090 that drives runs Microsoft Flight Simulator, runs ProSim, and provides a display. And then I've got a PC on the back that's just for the streaming stuff. So, you know, that kind of information I think would be real interesting to understand. You mentioned control loading software in your instructor station. What runs all of that? What specific control loading software are you using? Like I'm running all the FSC's control loading software and their TQ software. So you didn't mention anything about what that is. That would be good to know. I know Brunner, my GA hookup, my GA equipment is all Brunner control loading. And they're the only ones I know of that does control loading other than FSC, but I'm sure there are others. So that would be handy to know. You went, I assume you're saying price, you went Project Magenta because of price. And I know on the commercial side, ProSim is ridiculously expensive. I would really be curious to get a step through on the Project Magenta because I've often wondered why FSC chose to go with Project Magenta. I mean, with ProSim over Project Magenta. Is Project Magenta just as good? Does it do everything you want it to do? Is it updated? Is it, you know, supported anymore? That kind of thing. Yeah, commercial licenses are expensive with ProSim. Okay, so we're standard temperature or standard altimeter. Let's double check what the weather is in Las Vegas. It's VFR, it's 3005. All right, altimeter 3005. There we go. So any questions for me on my system? Oh, that'd be great, yeah, to explain it all. And I mean, obviously you don't want to give away any trade secrets, anything that's, you know, you don't want somebody to easily replicate, but I'm sure that's not something that you got to worry about too much. Let's see, let's do this. Do a little fuel balancing here. Got 185 on the left tank, 201 on the right. So I shut off the fuel pumps on the port side and put the crossfeed valve in, so it'll start draining off of the starboard side. And of course, that's why I've got my fuel tag here. Now I am basically at idle, so it's not really going to draw too much, but it's coming down. Can you hear that alternative ATIS in the back? Yeah, it's coming through. Cool. Yeah, I don't see any reason. I mean, it seems like Project Magenta was used a lot. I don't know if there's an issue with FSC's hardware that they've chosen. I assume that was their driver behind going with ProSim was for their software, because their custom FSCCL software, which drives the Yokes, rudder pedals, the control loading on the tiller. All right, 185 on the left tank, 195 on the right tank. All right, descending out of flight level 130. Let's see what. See, 125.05, 25025. Alright, that's close enough. Put our fuel pumps back on and close crossfeed. Master caution clear. Landing lights on at 10,000. We'll put our runways on and taxis on. And there's the city. Alright, so we're going to be looking to switch over to RNAV on the Bourbon. And the tower is going to be 119.9, and we should be on 119.9 anyway. Las Vegas traffic. American 714 inbound, the Rounders 4 into Las Vegas, descending out of flight level 900 for direct Bourbon for 26 left. Las Vegas traffic. Las Vegas Tower, American 714, didn't see you up there. We have Gulf. All right, landing gear down. Flaps 2. Las Vegas Tower, American 714, Bishop inbound for 26 left, RNAV. Alright, so all's looking good. flight attendants, please be seated for arrival. Alright, speed brake is armed. Landing gear down, 3 greens confirmed. And flaps will be set at flaps 5. And there's the airport. Flaps 15. See how the RNAV does. Missed approach altitude is 7,000, so we'll set that. Yeah, I don't know what it is with this runway, but the ILS doesn't work. I don't know about the RNAV. Fortunately, it's VFR conditions. Don't really need the ILS, but. Cleared land, 26 left, American Sub 14, thank you. Need to put a little WD-40 on this baby here. Squeaky, squeaky. I think it's just the rubber grommet in there that's doing that. All right, so we're 3.8 out, flaps 30. Let's reduce our speed to approach plus 5. There we go. Let's see what the see how the glide slope lines up.
1,000. Approaching 26 left.
Still looks too low. Yeah, it's too low.
Approaching minimums. 400 minimums.
Continue.
300.
I don't know, maybe it is this low coming in, but I don't have to see the pappy. Oh yeah, it's 4 reds. It's way too low. It just looked visually, it looked too low.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
5,000 feet.
Get squirrely though. Out cross 26 right, Alpha Charlie to the ramp. American 714, thank you. Alright. Turn continuous off.
Route 56, it'll be one more lap and then we'll be inbound under the
Man, it's terrific. Yeah, definitely gonna have to restart after this one. So, all right, so we're cleared to cross 26 right. There are no departing aircraft there, so that's good. All right. Can we get this airport? So he said Alpha Charlie. Okay. Here we go, there's Charlie. Man, okay, so lights are off. Back on steady. Turn the probes off. And we'll start the APU.
west of the runway 1 number left, extended center line at all times, report landing at Maverick 56.
I don't know what this is here. Yeah, so if anyone's got any ideas on, I thought that when you're, whatever airline you file on VATSIM, that's what your livery is supposed to look like. I guess it does look like that for other airplanes, but when I look at it, it still looks like Southwest, so that's going to have to be something I picked from the liveries within Microsoft Flight Simulator, so. Don't know why I decided to do American today, but for Pat's benefit, there's an American flight I can file, Delta 40. All right, so on the bus. APU is good. And we can stop the engines. Fuel cut off. Window heat off. And we'll release the passengers. Let's go ground. Power leave collision on until we get call the ground crew and ask them to get me some juice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for flying with us today. We're going to call that the end of the flight, and we appreciate you stopping in. Thanks for the questions, and hope to see you again on another Captain Scott video.
Vegas down over here, 56, landing and shut.
American 56, right there.
Landing on our right, 56.